eyes fluttered open, greeted by the sight of your bedroom. You couldn't be able to feel the light of sunlight as your world was consumed by the darkness. Sighing deeply, you pushed yourself up from the thin, lumpy mattress, your body aching from the previous night's abuse. Your parents' harsh words and violent actions still echoed in your mind, leaving you feeling hollow and broken. You knew this was just another day in the endless cycle of torment and despair that had been become your reality. As you made your way to the kitchen, you could hear your parents' muffled voices. Sure enough, the moment they caught sight of you, their expressions darkened and the berating began. Look, who is finally decided to grace us with her presence. He sneered, his eyes narrowed in annoyance. You're lucky. We even bothered to keep you fed and clothed, you ungrateful girl. You flinched, your gaze fixed on the floor as your mother chimed in, her voice dripping with venom. It's your fault. Your brother is gone. You know, if you had just been more careful, he would be still alive. But no, you had to go and ruin everything, just like you ruin everything you touch. The foaming tears in your eyes threatened to spill from your eyes, but you fought them back, knowing that any display of weakness would only invite more abuse. You had long since learned that your parents' resentment and blame knew no bounds, and that no matter what you did, you could never earn their love or acceptance. I'm sorry, I will try to do better, I promise. You murmur, your voice barely above a whisper. Your parents scoffed, dismissing your apology with a wave of their hands. Save it, your pathetic attempts at redemption mean nothing to us. You are a burden, and we are sick of having to deal with you. Your heart sank, the familiar feeling of worthlessness and pain overwhelming you. You had always been a kind and gentle soul, but your life had been changed by tragedy and cruelty, leaving you feeling utterly alone and hopelessness. As you moved to prepare breakfast, your parents continued their words, each word sharp and making you feel hurt. You tried your best to ignore them, to focus on the simple task of cooking, but the constant barrage of abuse made it nearly impossible to maintain your composure. Just when you thought you couldn't take it anymore, your father's voice cut through the air, breaking the silence. We have made a decision, Ryan. We are arranging a marriage for you. Your blood ran cold, your heart pounding in your chest. Arranged marriages were not common in your community, but the idea of being forced to marry a complete stranger filled you with dread and terror. Please, no, you pleaded, your voice trembling. I don't want to get married, not to someone I don't know. Can't you at least let me choose my own partner? Your father's expression darkened, his lips twisting into a cruel smile. Choose? You think you have a choice in this, girl? You're lucky anyone is willing to take you. Given your worthless nature, this is for our own good, not yours. The man we have chosen is a powerful and influential figure, and the aliens will bring us the wealth and status we deserve. You felt your world crumbling around you, the walls you had so carefully built to protect yourself now crashing down. You knew there was no point in arguing, no point in begging for mercy. Your parents had made that decision and they would not change no matter how much you pleaded. As the realization hit, you felt a deep, crushing sense of pain. You had always dreamed of finding love, someone who truly understood and accepted you. But now that dream replaced by the nightmare of a forced marriage to a complete stranger. Tears streamed down your face, and you struggled to hold back the sobs that threatened to escape your lips, as you knew it would only be worse. "Who is this man you have chosen for me?" he asked, your voice barely above a whisper. Your father's eyes gleamed with a twisted sense of satisfaction. "His name is Jungkook, and he is the most dangerous and powerful Mafia king. You should consider yourself lucky that such a powerful and influential man had agreed to take you as his wife." Your heart sank, your worst fears confirmed. Jungkook was a notorious figure, known for his ruthlessness. The very thought of being married to such a man filled you with a sense of terror that you had never. You felt your hopes slipping away. You knew that your life was about to take a dark and terrifying turn, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. As you stood at the altar, trembling with fear and uncertainty, your gaze was drawn to the man who would become your husband, Jungkook, the fearsome leader of the Mafia underworld. His strong presence and reputation for ruthlessness had struck terror in the hearts of many, but as your eyes met, you saw something in him that you had not expected. Beneath his cold exterior, there was a shine of something else. A small hope caught you off guard. Jungkook's dark eyes, which were often described as cold and dangerous, held a softness that opposed the rumors. As the ceremony progressed, you couldn't help but steal glances at your soon to be husband, searching for any sign that the stories about his cruelty were true. But with each passing moment, you found yourself captivated by the unexpected tenderness in his gaze. When the vows were exchanged and the ceremony was complete, Jungkook looked at you, his expression unreadable. For a moment, you both stood in silence. Then, to your surprise, Jungkook reached out and gently caressed your cheek. His touch is surprisingly soft and comforting. "You have nothing to fear, my dear," he said. His deep voice was barely above a whisper. "Now the groom may kiss the bride." Your eyes widened, your heart racing with a mixture of disbelief, but for your surprise, he just pecked your cheek as he understood your problem of getting kissed by the man you didn't fall in love. "Relax, I will not trouble you." The feared mafia boss was speaking to you with a tenderness you had never experienced, not even from your own family. As you left the ceremony, Jungkook guided you with a gentle hand on the small of your back, his movements careful and considerate as if he were handling a fragile, precious treasure. The journey to your new home was filled with an awkward silence, but you couldn't help but steal glances at your husband, trying to confirm the man you had heard so much about with the one who now sat beside you. Once you arrived, Jungkook took you inside, his steps sure and confident, but as you entered the grand, lavish mansion, you couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. This was the house of the Mafia, a world you knew nothing about and had been entered into against your will. Sensing your discomfort, Jungkook turned to you, his expression softening. "This is your home now, Ryan. I know it may seem strange and overwhelming, but I will do everything to make you feel safe and comfortable here." You nodded, your voice barely a whisper. I don't know what to say. I never imagined my life would turn out this way," he said, his voice filled with genuine remorse. "Don't worry, I will never harm you. You have my word." Your brow furrowed in confusion. I'm not sure what to say. I was told you were a dangerous man." You stammered, your voice barely above a whisper. Jungkook's lips curved into a small smile and he gently squeezed your hand. Ah, yes, but I assured you, my dear. I mean, you no harm. Your eyes widened, your heart fluttering with a mixture of surprise and disbelief. This was not the Jungkook you had imagined, the ruthless, merciless Mafia king. I don't understand. Why are you being so kind to me? You murmured, and your brows frowned in confusion. Jungkook's expression softened, and he gently released your hand, gesturing for you to follow him deeper into the mansion. Come, let me show you around. I will believe. You will find that I am not the man you have been led to believe. As you made your way through the grand huge halls, Jungkook pointed out the various rooms and amenities, his tone calm and measured. You found yourself captivated by his words, your initial fear slowly giving way to a sense of curiosity. This is your room. I hope you will like it. Please feel free to make any changes or adjustments you desire. This is your home now, he said with a smile. You hesitated for a moment before pushing open the doors, your breath catching in your throat at the sight it was far from the space you lived. It's beautiful, you murmured. I'm glad you like it. I wanted you to feel comfortable and at ease here, he said, smiling, but then he paused, his expression turning serious. Wine, I know this must all over be overwhelming for you, but I want you to know that I will do anything for your happiness. You lifted your gaze to meet his, your eyes searching his face for any hint of lie, but all you saw was genuine sincerity. Why are you doing this? You asked softly, your voice filled with a mixture of curiosity and confusion. Why are you being so kind to me? Jungkook smiled slightly. Because I know what it's like to be in your shoes, to feel lost and alone in a world that seems to have turned against you. He paused, his grip tightening ever so slightly. I may be the mafia boss, but I'm also a man who has experienced his own share of pain and heartbreak, and I will not let you face the same kind of cruelty that you have already endured. You felt a little ease to know that there is a person who can understand your pain, but you remain silent. Jungkook smiled, his thumb gently caressing the back of your hand. You don't need to say anything, my dear. Just know that you're safe here. You nodded simply as he smiled. As days passing by, you are seeing the other side of Jungkook, which no one could ever see. He has been so nice to you, and sometimes you wonder, as if he was faking it. One fine day, Jungkook came home after a tiring day at his work. He sat near the dining table to have dinner. Did Ryan eat? He asked the maid who was serving food on his plate. No, sir. His face quickly turned red out of anger. Didn't eat? What are you doing? Didn't you call her for dinner? No, sir. I called her, but she told me she is not hungry and also told to not disturb her. She started with fear after seeing his anger. He paused and thought for a while about the reason. Okay, fill the plate with food and give me. She nodded, showing fear on her face, and quickly served food in plate. Jungkook took the plate and walked straight to your bedroom. I told you to not disturb me. Why did you come again? You shouted loudly after hearing the door opening sound, not knowing it was Jungkook, as you thought it was a maid. Wine, you quickly wiped your tears and alerted, knowing it was your husband Jungkook. He walked near you and made you turn at him as he placed the plate on the nightstand. You stood facing him, but you're looking down still. What are you looking at in the sky? Nothing. I was just looking at the stars, you replied, but with your tone he can sense you are crying over something. Stars are Minjung. You quickly lifted up your head at him as you were surprised to hear your brother's name from his mouth. Jungkook, you looked at him while tears were dropping down your cheeks. I know tomorrow is your brother's birthday, but it doesn't mean you should cry the whole day, Wine. He said to convince, but it was not possible. He would have been with me if that day I hadn't asked him for chocolate. You started crying while he felt pain to see you like this. Minjun was your elder brother. He took care of you so well, along with your parents. They pampered you and brought everything you asked for. But one day, while you were walking on the road, we asked him for a chocolate, even though your parents said it was dangerous to cross the road. As a 7-year-old girl, you could not be able to understand it. Your 10-year-old brother could not be able to see you crying and went to buy it. But unfortunately, he was hit by a truck accidentally, but he died on the spot. Because of that situation, your parents started blaming you and abusing you for the laws God made. They didn't even try to think that it was not something you did wantedly. Don't cry, Ryan. Your brother's soul would not be happy to see you like this, he said, wiping your tears gently. Jungkook, can you please take me to his crematorium? You asked, hoping he would say yes. I will, but only if you eat this food. How can you go there without having energy? He smiled instantly as you nodded innocently. He took you to the bed and made you sit on it before taking the plate. He was feeding you like your brother used to feed you when you were a kid. Memories related to him started hitting now, and you and your soul started healing with the love and care of Jungkook. He was treating you like princess. He wiped your mouth and made you slip into the duet. Jungkook, can you please stay with me? The whole night Jungkook was taking care of you like your brother who used to comfort you when you feel low and broken. He didn't leave for even a minute. This shows how much Jungkook loves you. Next day, as he promised, he brought you to the crematorium. You offered wishes to your brother and prayed for his soul to be rested peacefully. But then your parents came there. What are you doing here? We didn't tell you to not visit him ever. Why are you faking your tears? Aren't you the reason for his death? You silently stood there holding tears in your eyes, but Jungkook came to let them know the reality. Enough. How can you blame your own daughter? Mr. Jungkook, you don't know what she said. I know everything. Don't you guys think sensibly? She was 7 years old back then. How would she understand about the consequences? You must have known it's a God plan. As you guys cannot blame him, you started blaming your child and turned her life hell. It's true that you lost one child, but what about the other child that you gave birth? You spoiled her life for the mistake she didn't commit. You should be ashamed of. They started to realize his words. This shows how weak their personality is to accept their fate. But it's too late, so damage has happened already. Let's go, Ryan. He wrapped his arms around your shoulders and took you out from there. You stood there shedding tears as you hurt because of your parents' words. Jungkook cubed your face and made you look at him. Ryan, do you believe me? He asked, looking into your eyes while you're nodding silently. Then listen, you didn't commit any mistake. It was not done by you. Don't hurt you again and again. You have me, Ryan, and I love you, and I will always be with you. You couldn't help but hug him tightly and cry on his chest. You didn't expect some stranger to come as an angel to your life to heal and give you the love you crave for. Thank you so much, Shankar. I'm really blessed to have you. Thank you for everything. Don't say that. You deserve it, Vine. You are my princess, and princess doesn't cry. He broke the hug before cuping your face and kissed your forehead with all the love and affection he had for you. Thank you for watching.